We are aiming for 2 hours. Let's see if we can do this shit for 2 hours. 2 hours. Only. What is it in 720p? Bitch ass. Alright. Alright. Session info. Here we go. Welcome, everybody. Well, I mean, break. YouTube be out. Anybody else? The alerts are. You can turn on the alerts. Okay. All right. Okay, we already left off right there. Anand Ranganathan destroys somebody. And then we got who? We got Pinky Ma'am.
The valuable insights. Our next speaker for the proposition is a lawyer and the national spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party. As one of the party's leading public voices, she has consistently represented its position on some of the most consequential political and constitutional debates in the country. Please welcome Ms. Charu Pragya.
Charu Pragya, not Pinky Ma'am. I don't know why I said Pinky.
Thank you very much. And let me first begin by praising the Delhi Union, and don't add that to my time. I'm incredibly proud of this group of young people who have started something through just sheer conversation that they would have at the end of the day with each other. And look what it has become today. So I'm incredibly proud of each and every one of you.
How do you know
Thank you for making me a part of this August gathering today. So I'm for the motion, and I'm going to stick to my motion, unlike my colleague here. And I was trying to tell him that Anandji, you were supposed to be a team player. You've gone rogue.
He played all the team. He played all the teams.
But we're discussing free and fair elections.
Yeah.
We definitely have free elections, that is for sure. And
are you sure about that?
Today, nobody can dispute the fact that our elections are free. But up till a couple of decades ago, even that was not a guarantee. Elections were not free. There were instances where entire villages were stopped from voting. There were instances where bandits would run off with the ballot box and it could be thrown in the river or hidden away somewhere. That was not free.
It still happens. I mean, it still happens. I mean, BJP alleged it last time in 2019 TMC, like West Bengal elections, and they also tried that this time. So it's not like it doesn't happen. It still happens.
And as for fair elections, I asked myself some questions, and I'm going to ask you the same questions, and you can help me. The first test of fair elections is, can anyone contest these elections? Anyone can contest. We have a chaiwala who's become the prime minister. We have a tribal president.
Nah. And we go down to 720, okay?
Today, we have regional parties, small regional parties, which have been governing powerful states. We have a political party which was just born and won an election in Tamil Nadu. Every single major ideology in our country has won somewhere or the other. And this political competition shows us that anyone can contest and our elections are free and fair. My second question to you is, Can a government lose? Most definitely governments can lose. App lost Delhi. They thought they were invincible. In fact, their leader Kejriwal used to go around saying that Bhagwan bhi aake Aam Aadmi Party ko Delhi se nikal nahi sakta, mujhko hara nahi sakta. BJP lost Karnataka. BJP was in power and it was a powerful party in power.
That is true.
DMK
That is
lost
true.
Tamil Nadu. And most recently,
Congress lost
in
India.
West Bengal,
That's the
TMC
biggest
lost
party.
again, and that was also a very
That's the
strong
biggest
government,
thing.
and it had been in power for really long. So, for the second question, can governments lose? Yes, governments lose, and they
Yes.
have lost multiple times.
Mhm.
In fact, at a point sometime last month, our home minister had stated on the floor of the house that if BJP has won 44 elections since 2014, the opposition has won 30. If there was something wrong with the election process, then these 30 also wouldn't have gone to the opposition. Our responsibility is to do our job. Our responsibility is not to make the opposition better at their job.
Yeah, it's
The
true.
third question I'm
Opposition's
asking
terrible.
today,
Opposition's freaking terrible at elections. I don't know. Nobody has the need to do anything for them.
is that in our country, does power change hands peacefully? We've seen instances from other countries that military has to be called in, tanks are roaming around. Does that happen in our country? No.
No.
People
I
lose
mean-
elections.
We did have CRPF at the TMC West Bengal elections.
Government go out of power. The change of power happens in a very peaceful way, except the drama that happened, the tantrums that were thrown in West Bengal this time. But I'm going to take that with a pinch of salt. जहाँ पर एक मुख्यमंत्री खड़ी हुई और उन्होंने कहा, भाई मैं तो आज भी मुख्यमंत्री हूँ, आपके चुनाव का जो भी नतीजा आया हो, मुझे फर्क नहीं
I don't
पड़ता.
care.
The fourth question
don't
I'm
care.
asking is, can citizens punish a government if they are unhappy about something? And many a times we have seen this happen. I'll give you
It just
examples.
happened. I mean, CJP just won.
इमरजेंसी के बाद कांग्रेस पार्टी चुनाव हार गई थी, जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनी थी. क्यों? क्योंकि जनता नाराज थी. पनिशमेंट दिया, जनता ने हटा दिया. टीएमसी की सरकार पश्चिम बंगाल से चली गई क्योंकि the kind of atrocities that were being melted out over the last decade, and especially in the last few years, were there for everybody to see. With naked eyes, anybody sitting in any part of the world could make out things are
I mean,
terrible.
people couldn't. It was so real. People couldn't say which party they're gonna vote for because they didn't want to like get brutalized. It was that bad with DMC.
Horribly wrong. What did the people of the state do? They came out, they punished the government. वो सरकार हार गई. तो मैं आपको ऐसे बहुत सारे उदाहरण दे सकती हूँ. But if we put these 4 questions together and we answer them all and we look at it collectively,
Yeah.
elections are absolutely free, absolutely
Very
fair,
fair.
and if there is some reform that needs to be done, हमारे courts are stepping in and ensuring that is happening. I'll give you 2 very recent examples. कुछ समय पहले elections के खिलाफ in 2019,
If they are free and fair, why are there duplicate voters? Why are there 50 voters at the same addresses? Right? I mean, Rahul Gandhi, what he did was, it was right. Like he was right. His data was correct. It's a different thing that he uses that in a different district, but it doesn't bring that up. But it was correct. Like he uses that, BJP uses all the duplicate voters, fake voters, double voters, triple voters. They do that. But it was correct. It needs changing. Why did we do a SIR at the end? We couldn't have done that before. Why was there a need for SIR? If there was a need for SIR, then there was probably a issue happening. We did that just before elections, like Gujarat municipal elections, Assam elections, Bengal elections. We had to do that right before that. You have to understand, you do that right before because there is an emergency. So what was the emergency? We never were told what was happening. What was the emergency?
21 राजनीतिक दल सुप्रीम कोर्ट गए. 19 opposition political parties moved the Supreme Court against the election process, against EVMs in our country. The Supreme Court heard the entire matter. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एक रूलिंग दी जहां पर ये कहा गया कि ईवीएम्स अपना काम ठीक कर रहे हैं, लेकिन दी ऑपोजिशन डिडंट स्टॉप देयर. वो ईवीएम के बाद वीवीपैट पर है. वहां पर कोर्ट को लगा कि नहीं, थोड़ा रिफॉर्म करा जा सकता है, तो एक वीवीपैट एक assembly ka check hone ke bajaye they made it into 5. Most recently, when the SIR process was going on, there were 11 documents that any citizen could give to verify their voting rights. लेकिन जब सबने बोला आधार को भी उसमें इंक्लूड करना चाहिए, the court agreed, आधार was added. So court, laws, our process, our democratic process, it's living, it's breathing, it's alive, it evolves, and that is an indicator that elections are free and fair in our country. See, बड़ा आसान है
according to her-
institutions के ऊपर अटैक करना.
So according to her, there might be problems, right? Government might make mistakes, but the Supreme Court or the arbiter of justice is coming in and doing the work. It's working fine.
बड़ा आसान है यहाँ पर आकर बैठना और कह देना कि सीईसी कॉम्प्रोमाइज थे, इलेक्शन कमीशन अपना काम नहीं कर रही है. पहले कभी ईवीएम्स में प्रॉब्लम थी, फिर वीवीपैट में प्रॉब्लम हो गई, फिर इलेक्टोरल लिस्ट में प्रॉब्लम हो गई, फिर एसआईआर के प्रोसेस में प्रॉब्लम हो गई. लेकिन
Problems.
एलिगेशंस के बाद
Insane
एविडेंस भी तो आना
problems.
चाहिए ना. एविडेंस आया
Nah,
कहीं से?
wait, no. Evidence? Why would you need
एटम बॉम्ब सबने
evidence?
सुना. इतना ज्यादा मैंने एटम बॉम्ब सुना कि मैं तो एक्चुअली इंतजार कर रही थी, मुझे भी पता चले, मी एज अ कंसर्न्ड सिटीजन ऑफ इंडिया, मुझे भी पता चले ये कैसा एटम बॉम्ब है, कौन सा एटम बॉम्ब है जो राहुल गांधी हम सबके ऊपर डालने वाले हैं.
और कब फूटने वाला है?
Actually come? Did anybody get any kind of evidence to malpractices that are happening in voter revision, in electoral rolls? Absolutely none. And when he was told to put his name where his mouth was shooting off, he refused to do that. He
It's true. Come on now. Why didn't you? Why for Indians? For Indians, why didn't you just do a case? Go to the CEC, go to the EC, Election Commission, and just say, yes, I put my name on this. And if I'm wrong, put me in jail. Do it. That would have been a actual moment like that. That is an actual good political thing you could have done for us, for Indians. But you couldn't, bro, because you love that shit. You just wanted to say, oh, BJP is doing this. Everybody's doing that, buddy. Everybody's doing that. You are doing this. Your brothers in BJP are doing this. Everybody's doing this. They love it. And they don't want to stop. They can't stop.
did not sign an affidavit. कोई ऐसा क्यों करेगा भाई? अगर आप किसी चीज में विश्वास करते
Like,
हो,
if you
मुझे
believe
अगर
it-
आज यहाँ खड़े होके एक सिंपल सी पुलिस कंप्लेंट भी करनी है ना, तो मेरा लोकल थाने वाले जो बैठे होंगे वो मुझको बोलेंगे कि आप चिट्ठी पे लिख के दे दो जी, नीचे अपना नाम पता लिख देना. अगर एक छोटी सी चीज के लिए मुझे ये करना पड़ता है, एक बिजली के बिल की कंप्लेंट के लिए मुझे ये करना पड़ता है, इतना बड़ा फ्रॉड जब आप एलिज करते हो, आप एटम बॉम्ब की बात करते हो, why did you refuse to sign your name
If it's
on
an
that piece
atom
of
bomb,
paper? Why did you
blast it.
refuse to sign that affidavit?
Blast it.
And I'm
We
going
would
to
have been
ask
with
this
you.
again and again. आप वोट चोरी की बात कर रहे थे, जितने पकड़े गए allegations वो तो सब आपकी पार्टी और आपके स्टेट को फेवर करने वाले निकल कर आए. So these questions the citizens should be raising.
Oh, shit. Is that correct? Is that correct? I'm not sure. I'm not gonna laugh at that. We'll just check. Vote chori cases. I don't know what to search. Opposition's long history of vote chori and Rahul Gandhi's lies exposed. Oh no. And look, 1 lakh voter irregularities uncovered in Bengaluru constituency where BJP won. Just BJP. Not every, just. Oh no. This is, it always goes back to Sardar Patel Nehru for some reason. I gotta check that out one day though. Wait, why is it in?
सबसे पहली घटना हुई आजादी के बाद देश का प्रधानमंत्री तय कौन करना था? तो उस वक्त के जितने प्रांत थे इसके कांग्रेस के
Provinces.
अध्यक्ष होने, उनके एक एक वोट से तय होना. अब 28 वोट श्री सरदार पटेल को मिले और 2 वोट जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी को.
No way. Nah. Now I'm going into a rabbit hole. Provinces voting for the first PM of India. Voting results. Nah. Okay. Not 51, 52. Was that it? Out of 15 Pradesh or provincial Congress committees, 12 or up to 13 to 28, depending on initially favored Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel to lead the party in government, received zero or minimal backing in that specific initial provincial committee preferential count. As no single provincial committee had formally nominated Gandhi's intervention, Mahatma Gandhi desired Nehru for the role due to his international outlook and capability to deal with the British and persuaded Patel to step down. Patel willingly withdrew his nomination, allowing Jawaharlal Nehru to be elected as a. Really, Gandhi, f you, man. Why is he doing this shit?
और साहब प्रधानमंत्री जवाहरलाल जी बने। दूसरे प्रकार की वोट चोरी और नैतिक तरीके से चुनाव, ऐसी वोट चोरी भी भूतकाल में एक बार हुई। श्रीमती इंदिरा गांधी रायबरेली से चुनी गई। इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट में श्री राजनारायण पहुंचे कि चुनाव नियमों के अनुसार नहीं हुआ। इलाहाबाद हाई कोर्ट ने ये तय कर दिया कि श्रीमती गांधी ने उचित तरीके से चुनाव नहीं
करवाया
है, हम इसको रद्द कर दें। मान्यवर, ये भी वोट चोरी थी, बहुत बड़ी वोट चोरी थी। और उसके बाद में क्या हुआ? उसके बाद में वो वोट चोरी को ढकने के लिए संसद में कानून लाए कि प्रधानमंत्री के खिलाफ कोई केस ही नहीं हो सकता। और तीसरी वोट चोरी कहना चाहता हूं, तीसरी वोट चोरी का प्रकार मैंने बताया था कि योग्यता नहीं है और मतदाता बन जाए। अभी एक वाद पहुंचा है, वाद मतलब डिस्प्यूट पहुंचा है दिल्ली की अदालत में।
सो वक्त गुजराती वाद पहुंचा है,
उसमें डिस्प्यूट है कि सोनिया गांधी जी इस देश की नागरिक बनने से पहले मतदाता बने।
Okay. We went on. I don't know where we went.
Asking because I remember a time I was in 10th standard. मैं 10वीं में थी और इलेक्शन की मेरी पहली मेमोरी तभी की है।
She looks like she was in 10th standard 5 years ago. She looks very young.
स्कूल में तब सिविक्स पढ़ते थे और बड़ा इंटरेस्ट होता था कि चुनाव हो रहे हैं। जनरल इलेक्शंस हुए थे 98 में।
What? I did not know there were elections like right after I became 18. I did not know. I didn't care that much.
And 98 के जनरल इलेक्शंस के बाद सब एलिगेशंस किस प्रकार के आए थे? बैलेट
Boom.
बॉक्स
That was an atomic bomb. 98. That's when we got nuclear weapons. The second nuclear test.
Nearly
5,000
बूथ्स पे रीपोल ऑर्डर हुआ था केवल बिहार में। बाकी के देश की मैं बात नहीं कर रही, मैं केवल बिहार की बात कर रही हूँ। वो मेमोरी हमारी आज भी है।
Oh, no.
तो वहां से आकर
We
हम
forgot
आज
about
आ
that.
गए हैं। अगर बिहार में आपको प्रॉब्लम लगी तो आपने कितने फॉर्म्स जाकर सबमिट करे? Alleging some kind of an issue with the election process? None.
You should have done that.
There were no
Why not?
legal on paper objections raised. ऐसे बैठ के शोर मचाना तो बड़ा आसान है कि
मजा
हम चुनाव जीत जाते अगर malpractices
No,
नहीं होती. So malpractices used to be that. Malpractice was when 35,000 पंचायत में किसी और का नॉमिनेशन नहीं भरने दिया गया पश्चिम बंगाल में in 2023 elections. Do you remember that time? 2023 में पंचायत के पोल्स हुए थे पश्चिम बंगाल में 35,000 जगहों पे किसी और को नॉमिनेशन नहीं भरने दिया था। इसको कहते हैं हम लोग मैल प्रैक्टिस। सो व्हेन वी आर बैटलिंग दीज काइंड ऑफ मैल प्रैक्टिसेस वी हैव टू रिमेंबर दैट द लार्जेस्ट क्रिटिक्स ऑफ इंडियाज इलेक्टोरल प्रोसेस टुडे आर द बिगेस्ट परपेट्रेटर्स ऑफ इलेक्टोरल
biggest enjoyers of them. Biggest enjoyers. They're just mad it doesn't work for them anyways.
बात करेंगे वो आपको बोलेंगे इतिहास में नहीं जाना। इतिहास छोड़ के जब हम वर्तमान में आज के केरल के रतन केलकर की बात करेंगे, वहां के सीईओ की बात करेंगे, उनको वो भी डिस्कस नहीं करना।
नहीं,
So I think we need to look at free and fair elections from a prism of honesty, realizing that reforms are a living, evolving thing, and India is constantly working at it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Beautiful, beautiful. What's up, buddy?
Thank you very much, Charuji, for your remarks. Joining us now is the spokesperson for the Samajwadi Party.
Spokesperson. These are my people right there. They sound exactly like me. And you haters out there talking about my accent, hey.
Here to bring the opposition's on the ground perspective on how India's elections actually play out. Representing one of the country's principal opposition parties, please welcome Rajkumar Bhatti.
Wait, Rajkumar Bhatti is from Congress? No, no, no. Cannot be, sir. Rajkumar Bhatti. Tell me he's not from Congress. Oh, he's from Samajwadi Party. Fuck. Even worse. Even worse. Fat body. Body. Somebody come get me. Okay, so he's from. Okay, he actually sounds like he's actually smart. I ain't gonna lie. Okay.
दिल्ली यूनियन
Delhi
भाई
Union.
शिवोम और उनकी पूरी टीम को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद के इतने महत्वपूर्ण का विषय पर इतना शानदार आपने कार्यक्रम आयोजित किया। जो मैं शुरू यहाँ से करता हूँ कि दिल्ली हमारा
Is he Punjabi?
दुनिया के सबसे प्रदूषित शहरों में गिना जाने लगा है
Hell yeah.
और अक्टूबर नवंबर दिसंबर में दिल्ली की हवा बहुत ज़्यादा ख़राब हो जाती है, प्रदूषण का स्तर बहुत बढ़ जाता है। उसके लिए जो जिम्मेदार लोग हैं जो उसे संभाल सकते हैं, अगर उनसे हम सवाल करें और कहें कि दिल्ली की हवा तो बहुत ज़्यादा ख़राब है जी, इसे ठीक करो, और वो हमें जवाब देने लगे कि अगर इतनी ख़राब है तो सांस क्यों ले रहे हो हमारी दिल्ली में, तो मैं समझता हूँ ये जवाब ठीक नहीं है। ऐसे जवाब कुछ हमारे साथियों की तरफ से आए कि जब ईवीएम ख़राब है, जब इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड सिस्टम ख़राब है, तो क्यों चुनाव में हिस्सा लेते हो, चुनाव को बहिष्कार करो। नहीं, हमें चुनाव भी लड़ना चाहिए और हमें सिस्टम को सुधारने का प्रयास भी करते रहना चाहिए, ये कुछ गलत नहीं है। और लोकतंत्र में इस तरह की चर्चाएं, इस तरह के कार्यक्रम लोकतंत्र को मजबूत करते हैं।
किस तरीके like taking part in a bad election. When he said do bahiskar, he meant like he's talking about Anand Ranganathan, my goat here, so that's why I'm triggered. He said basically don't fight elections or do not take part in a bad election. Do not do these things. Do not do the bad things that you are alleging is happening, which is there are fake voters, there are duplicate voters, multiple voters in the same address, whatever. Check your constituencies out first. If you clean your constituencies out first, that's something different. Like do that. Instead of doing that, you're like, oh, this BJP district is doing something bad. So why don't you check your district? That's what he meant. I mean, I don't think you should not fight elections. That would be stupid. Yeah. I mean, if Anand Ranganathan meant that would be stupid.
इससे ना तो घबराना चाहिए ना इसका विरोध करना चाहिए। जब पहली सरकारें थी, पहले नेता थे, वो भी धांधली कर रहे थे, वो भी गड़बड़ी कर रहे थे, तो उस समय भी इस दिल्ली में ऐसी चर्चाएं होती होंगी, ऐसा तो
हम आज भी कर रहे हैं।
नहीं होती होंगी। और लेकिन आज आपकी जिम्मेदारी है, तो आज आप सही सवाल पूछा जाएगा। तो आज चर्चा करने पे आप इतिहास क्यों याद दिला रहे हो कि तब तो ये होता था, तब तो वो होता था।
Are you a better option? If we are not choosing BJP, then are we choosing you, SP and Congress? Are you a better option? Will you make any changes, or you'll just do the same thing? If you're doing the same thing, then we don't care if BJP is in power and BJP is doing nothing. We don't care. Are you a better option? If you're not a better option, what are your mistakes? Accountability. We love accountability in this season. Say we did this wrong thing. SP didn't support this or that or this or that. Do that. If you don't do that, you're the same. You're the same option as the other one. So we're not going to choose you, and we are not going to take your criticism, because that criticism doesn't mean anything. You're just using that to put up negative numbers for the BJP. You don't actually care.
तो मैं तो पूरी ईमानदारी से स्वीकार करना चाहता हूं कि किसी पार्टी की सरकार हो, सरकारें थोड़ा बहुत सरकारी मशीनरी का दुरुपयोग करती ही हैं,
थोड़ा बहुत।
लेकिन चारों जी माफ करें, बीजेपी की सरकारें कुछ ज्यादा दुस्साहस के साथ करती हैं। पहली कुछ डर के करती थी।
Do you hear this? He's selling the plot. He's telling you everything you need to know. He's like, it's like, you know, if you have seen the Big Bull, the Harshad Mehta thing, where they're like, oh, the banks are doing the wrong thing. Yes, definitely, definitely. But Harshad Mehta is just going too crazy with that. What the fuck? We as public do not care if you're doing it slowly or you're doing it too much. We don't want you to do it at all. Don't do it at all. What the fuck? See, that's what I'm telling you. We'll just do it less. Oh my fuck.
कुछ शर्मा के करती थी.
No, don't clap. What are you clapping for?
कभी शुरू के वक्ता नहीं कहा. आप बोली थी शुरू में. तो मैम ने कहा कि हम दुनिया का सबसे बड़ी डेमोक्रेसी हैं.
True.
सबसे बड़ी डेमोक्रेसी के साथ साथ
True.
हम सबसे महान डेमोक्रेसी भी होते तो हमें और ज्यादा गर्व होता.
Okay, so we are not the, like, what do you mean Mahan democracy? That's a feeling that you can have. I don't know. What do you mean by Mahan democracy? We are climbing up there. We're like the 5th largest economy, insanely soft, like insanely welfare, socialist, good policies. We're making sure our poor, our backward, our scheduled are not like dying. They're doing okay. They're living a good life. So, what do you mean by Mahan?
सबसे बड़ा लोकतंत्र तो हम इसलिए हैं कि हमारी आबादी सबसे ज्यादा दुनिया में, लेकिन हम सिस्टम को इतना शानदार बना पाए कि दुनिया हमसे सीखे कि लोकतंत्र ऐसे चलता है, चुनाव ऐसे होते हैं, तो हमें और ज्यादा गर्व होगा. उसमें हमें आलोचना को स्वीकार करना चाहिए, आलोचना सुनने की.
Okay, not mad at that. He's just saying we need better institutions. That's fine. Agreeable. Sorry, but how are you going to do this? How did you fuck up in the past? And how are you different? Like, what are you going to do differently, Brody?
आदत होनी चाहिए. आलोचना से, प्रश्नों से ही रास्ते निकलते हैं. मैं कुछ घटनाएं आपके सामने रखना चाहता हूं.
Okay.
बहुत संक्षेप में. चंडीगढ़ नगर निगम चुनाव में चुनाव अधिकारी की वीडियो आप सबके दिमाग में आ गई होगी एकदम.
No.
वो ऑन कैमरा बैलेट पेपर में छेड़छाड़ करते हुए पकड़े गए. एक प्रत्याशी के पक्ष में वोट कैंसिल करते पकड़े गए. और चुनाव आयोग ने मान के नहीं दिया. खूब शिकायत हुई. बाद में सुप्रीम कोर्ट गया केस. सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आदेश के बाद ये माना कि हाँ, चुनाव में धांधली हुई है. एक और घटना मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं.
Yeah, but then it worked out, right? This is just one bad person and Supreme Court caught him. So
प्रदेश में जब 2017 में चुनाव घोषित हुए तो समाजवादी पार्टी की सरकार थी. समाजवादी पार्टी की सरकार ने स्मार्टफोन योजना निकाली और उसके रजिस्ट्रेशन शुरू कर दिए. चुनाव आयोग ने उस पर रोक लगा दी कि अब चुनाव घोषित हो गए हैं, अब स्मार्टफोन योजना के रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं होंगे. लेकिन बिहार में जब इस बार 10-10 हजार रुपए खाते में डालने शुरू किए सरकार ने, तो चुनाव आयोग से सारे विपक्षी दल शिकायत करते रहे. चुनाव आयोग ने रोक नहीं लगाई और मतदान के दौरान भी कैश ट्रांसफर हुआ. और बहुत से ऐसे अकाउंट्स में कैश ट्रांसफर हुआ जो उस योजना में आते भी नहीं थे. बाद में सरकार ने माना कि गलत अकाउंट्स में कैश ट्रांसफर हुए हैं. लेकिन
so let's investigate that a little bit. Bihar, what the hell? Bihar elections, people voting, people got 10K during voting process. How the banks have contributed to the new election victory in Bihar. Center for Financial Accountability. I'm not gonna go for that. Shit. God damn it. The Hindu, bro. They 10th heart. Okay, what is going on here? CFA. Nobody anticipated a massive victory with 85% of the seats for the ruling alliance, which faced 20 years of anti-incumbency. That is insane. Anger due to unemployment, massive poverty, low income levels, the highest out migration, and lowest quality in education. The success has many fathers, but failure is an orphan, says a proverb. Now, the pro corporate subservient media is bringing out the stories behind the victory, but nobody has touched on the role of banks that played in the election results. Why can't I read? In my assessment, the victory is due to many factors. Number one is the role of the ECI. Deleting 70 lakh voters, ECI has to qualify how many are dead, how many are foreigners, how many have left Bihar. Addition of 20 lakh voters, out of which 3 lakhs were added after the final voter list was published and the details of them are not available. Use of 1.8 lakh Jivika Didi SG leaders in the SIR process and in mobilizing voters to the booth, permitting distribution of 10,000 each to 1 crore 50 lakh families after the election dates were announced, which is a violation of the Model Code of Conduct. Surge in the vote percentage after the 6 p.m. and after 1 day, non-publication of booth-wise numbers of votes polled and number of votes counted, all these contributed to the NDA victory. But one thing no one noticed or analyzed is the contribution of banks. Let's analyze the data. As far as the 2011 census, the population of Bihar was 10. How many zeros is that? 10 crore. Second largest state by population. The projected population is 13.10 crore. 6.8 crore male and 6.3 crore female, which is good. 88% rural and 12% urban, as per just 12%. As per as the 2011 census, there was 1.89 crore households, and now the projected households are 2.76 crore, which is good. As per Mudra loan data, banks in Bihar dispersed 96 lakh, almost 1 crore Mudra loans to the tune of 58,000 crore in 2023-24 alone. This was 14% of the loans dispersed in the country that year. Though the population was only 9% of the country, Uttar Pradesh, which was 24.63 crore population, more than double that Bihar, dispersed only 76 lakh Mudra loans that year. Keep that in mind that UP election will be only in 2077, so there is time to disperse more loans. Oh shit, we're just going crazy, huh? All right, so the government does not provide year-wise, state-wise data on Mudra loans. The latest state-wise data is only available for 24-23. Yeah, this trend of less data under NDA is concerning. It's less data day by day. Like everything is becoming less and less transparent, which is scary, to be honest. And I don't trust Congress to do anything either. It's just becoming scary out here in the. Why are we using 23-24 data? We should be having 26 Q2 data to talk about things. If we project the figures for 5 years, Bihar must have received approximately 4.81 crore Mudra loans amounting to 3 lakh crore. So on average, every household had received 1.75 or say 2 loans, and the average amount is 61,000. This has definitely okay, this guy is going too deep in this shit, bro. Greedy and uneducated. Everyone's screaming on social media about how the BR election was won by NDA as 10,000 lollipops that caste promised, but have you ever bothered to check the real ground reality? What did the women voter actually think about voting for NDA? Politicians won't put in hard work. They won't polish their image online and then think that they'll win elections. Who's fooling who? Truth is, these leaders aren't connecting with people's heart anymore. They're just yelling on screens. And after losing, they blame Bihari, saying, we sold out for money and have no brains. Remember, there's a huge gap between social media hype and the real world. Step out on the ground level sometimes and see why NDA really got this vote. Nach na ave angan teda. What? Maharashtra was rich, so they rented their vote for 2,000 per month. Biharis garib hai, to ek baar mein 10,000 ka bik gaya. Don't split these two facts here. Okay, this is retarded.
लेकिन अब चला गया
So it did happen. It didn't happen.
चला गया, हम वापस नहीं लेंगे. वो ठीक नहीं है किसी से पैसा वापस लेना. यही सरकार का जवाब था. एक और बताना चाहता हूं आपको उत्तर प्रदेश में 9 सीटों पर उपचुनाव हुए, विधानसभा के उपचुनाव। समाजवादी पार्टी ने मुख्य चुनाव अधिकारी के पास जाकर लखनऊ में शिकायत की कि उपचुनाव के दौरान पुलिस जगह जगह आईडी चेक करने के नाम पर मतदाताओं को वापस भगा देती है और कुछ वर्ग विशेष के मतदाताओं को बूथों तक नहीं जाने देती है। बाकायदा चुनाव अधिकारी ने पत्र जारी किया कि पुलिस को आईडी चेक करने का कोई अधिकार नहीं है और ये आईडी चेक नहीं करेंगे। इसके बावजूद उपचुनाव के दौरान जगह जगह इस दृश्य देखे गए कि पुलिस खड़े होकर आईडी चेक कर रही थी। उसके तमाम वीडियो सोशल मीडिया पे और मीडिया पे मौजूद हैं। और मीरापुर में तो एक सब इंस्पेक्टर ने 2 महिलाओं के ऊपर पिस्टल तान दी थी कि आप आगे नहीं जा सकती। वो कह रहे थे हम वोट डालने जा रहे हैं। उसके बाद वो वीडियो के तमाम तथ्य होने के सबूत होने के बाद भी चुनाव आयोग ने किसी एक अधिकारी के खिलाफ कोई कार्रवाई नहीं की, ना उन्हें सस्पेंड किया, ना उनके खिलाफ कोई मुकदमे कायम हुए। पकड़े गए एक प्रत्याशी के पक्ष में वोट कैंसिल करते पकड़े गए और चुनाव आयोग ने मानकर नहीं दिया। खूब शिकायत हुई, बाद में सुप्रीम कोर्ट गया केस। सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आदेश को बूथों तक नहीं जाने देती है। बाकायदा चुनाव अधिकारी ने उसमें केस ट्रांसफर हुए हैं, लेकिन अब चला गया, हम वापस नहीं लेंगे। वो ठीक नहीं है किसी से पैसा वापस लेना। यही सरकार का जवाब था। एक और बताना चाहता हूं आपको, उत्तर प्रदेश में 9 सीटों पर उपचुनाव हुए, विधानसभा के उपचुनाव।
उत्तर प्रदेश 9 सीट is pretty checkable. What is उपचुनाव? Upchunav. What does that mean? State Election Commission, UP. Okay. State election Mahal practice. SPL legis. So SPL irregularities in UPs has higher process demand legal action for EC. Alleging large number of names of their supporters are being deleted. Samajwadi Party leaders on Wednesday submitted a written complaint to the Uttar Pradesh Chief Electoral Office alleging large-scale irregularities in special intensive. They hope the Election Commission would at least take cognizance. This is different. So, I don't know.
समाजवादी पार्टी ने मुख्य चुनाव अधिकारी के पास जाकर लखनऊ में शिकायत की कि उपचुनाव के दौरान पुलिस जगह जगह आईडी चेक करने के नाम पर मतदाताओं को वापस भगा देती है और कुछ वर्ग विशेष के मतदाताओं को बूथों तक नहीं जाने देती है। बाकायदा चुनाव अधिकारी ने पत्र जारी किया।
UP Election Commission, police checking IDs. UP bypolls, bypolls. EC order suspension for cops violating. This is Telegraph India. Okay. So the UP bypolls, EC orders suspension of cops for violating guidelines on checking voters, stopping them for voting. The development comes after SP President Akhilesh Yadav urged the EC to suspend all police officers who are checking voter cards and other IDs on the basis of video evidence. Acting on the complaints, the Election Commission on Wednesday ordered the suspension of police personnel violating its guidelines on checking of voters and stopping them from casting votes in Uttar Pradesh bypolls. Official says that this comes after SP President Akhilesh Yadav urged the EC to suspend all police officers who are checking voter cards and other cards on the basis of video evidence. Acting on the Commission's directions, district election officers and superintendents of police, after verifying the complaints, have suspended the police personnel for conduct. So there we go. Then the system is working properly. What the frick are we talking about? Taking cognizance of the complaints on the social media by Samajwadi Party that some communities were prevented from voting during the bypolls, Chief Election Commissioner Rajiv Kumar gave strict instructions to the Chief Electoral Officers of Uttar Pradesh and all district election officers and returning officers to ensure fair and smooth voting process. They were told to take immediate cognizance of all complaints and take prompt actions and inform the complainant through social media, also by tagging them. No eligible voter should be prevented from voting, and any kind of biased attitude will not be tolerated. They were warned. If anyone is found guilty after receiving a complaint, strict action should be taken. The poll machinery was told, the official said. Voting is underway in the 9 assembly seats of Uttar Pradesh. Okay. So it sounds like 9 assembly seats in Uttar Pradesh voted as 9 assembly seats in Uttar Pradesh voted in by polls today. The BJP urged the election commission to properly check the identity of voters clad in burqas. In a letter addressed to the chief electoral officer of the Uttar Pradesh, BJP's Akhilesh Kumar Avasthi said there have been past cases of veiled women trying to cast votes multiple times. In fact, some men have worn burqa and tried to cast. On many occasions, they have been stopped with the poll officials. If the identity of a burqa-clad woman is not checked, fake voting will take place. Only proper checking will ensure fair and transparent voting. The BJP leader wrote in the letter. He added the adequate number of women cops must be deployed at polling stations to ensure proper checking of burqa-clad women. I think that makes sense. Like, if somebody is in a veil, it's not about a burqa. It's if somebody is in a veil, could be a Hindu voter, could be a Muslim voter, could be a Christian voter, could be any kind of voter. If they are in a veil, they need to be checked. Man, woman, whatever. Can I just wear a mask saying it's COVID so I can just go vote 3-5 times? I don't think so. Meanwhile, flagged cases of cops checking voter ID cards. Party chief and Lok Sabha MP Akhilesh Yadav shared a video of two cops asking for voters' identity cards and sought for election commission's intervention. If the election commission exists, it must come alive and ensure the cops do not check IDs. Roads are not shut, IDs are not seized, voters are not threatened, pace of the voting is not slowed down, the time is not wasted, and the administration does not become a representation of the ruling party, he said. Soon after, the Kanpur police responded to the post saying that the officers concerned have been suspended. Okay, you know what? That makes sense. I'm sorry. So I guess cops are just there to maintain peace, and then the BLOs or the people inside of the booth are to check the IDs and check the faces. I guess that could also be, that makes sense. Okay, maybe, yeah, police do not need to do anything. Soon after Kanpur police, so they were suspended. Also said anyone who went home without voting after being stopped by the cops must go back and cast his or vote. Now, no irregularities will happen. If someone stops you, inform poll officers, officials, or political party members there. Go fearlessly and make sure you vote. So they voted. You see, bro's just lying. So they voted. Problems did happen, but they were solved. And your leader said, go back.
कि पुलिस को आईडी चेक करने का कोई अधिकार नहीं है और ये आईडी चेक नहीं करेंगे। इसके बावजूद उपचुनाव के दौरान जगह जगह इस दृश्य देखे गए कि पुलिस खड़े होकर आईडी चेक कर रही थी। उसके तमाम वीडियो सोशल मीडिया पे और मीडिया पे मौजूद हैं। और मिर्जापुर में तो एक सब इंस्पेक्टर ने 2 महिलाओं को बता दी थी कि आप आगे नहीं जा सकती। वो कहते हम वोट डालने जा रहे हैं। उसके बाद वो वीडियो के तमाम तथ्य होने के सबूत होने के बाद भी चुनाव आयोग ने किसी एक अधिकारी के खिलाफ कोई कार्रवाई नहीं की, ना उन्हें सस्पेंड किया, ना उनके खिलाफ कोई मुकदमा कायम हुए। एक और हमने शिकायत की थी 2022 के चुनाव के बाद, समाजवादी पार्टी ने शिकायत की थी कि जो फाइनल वोटर लिस्ट दिखाई गई थी उसमें मतदाताओं के नाम थे, लेकिन जो वोटर लिस्ट बूथ पर आई उसमें नाम कटे हुए थे और खासतौर से अल्पसंख्यक समुदाय के और ओबीसी समुदाय के वोट कटे हुए थे। तो चुनाव आयोग ने कहा कि हमें वो दीजिए, सबूत दीजिए। 18,000 शपथ पत्र दिए जिसमें मतदाता ये कह रहा है कि मेरा फाइनल सूची में नाम था, लेकिन जो बूथ पे सूची आई थी उसमें मेरा नाम नहीं था। चुनाव आयोग ने उसके बाद कोई कार्रवाई नहीं की। ये तथ्य मैंने इसलिए रखे हैं। पश्चिम बंगाल में, बिहार और पश्चिम बंगाल में एसआईआर की प्रक्रिया तब शुरू की गई जब चुनाव सिर पे थे। एसआईआर की प्रक्रिया चुनाव के समय नहीं करनी चाहिए थी। और पश्चिम बंगाल में 27 लाख वे वोटर जिनके नाम वोटर लिस्ट में थे, उनके आगे डी लिख के, डाउटफुल वोटर लिख के उन्हें वोट नहीं डालने दिया गया। जबकि चुनाव आचार संहिता ये कहती है, मतदान की आचार संहिता ये कहती है कि भारत का हर नागरिक जिसकी आयु 18 वर्ष हो जाए उसका वोट होना चाहिए वोटर लिस्ट में, और जिसका नाम वोटर लिस्ट में है उसे वोट डालने से न रोका जाए। लेकिन 27 लाख लोगों को वोट नहीं डालने दिया गया।
27 लाख।
क्या इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड का भी जिक्र?
इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड का भी जिक्र। 27 लाख people could not vote. What did he say? I don't even remember. Could not vote. Okay. Okay. Over 27 lakh voters found ineligible under special intensive revision of electoral votes in West Bengal. In West Bengal, the Election Commission has released the full list of voters under judicial review as part of the special intensive revision for electoral roll. For the first time, district-wise details have been published, marking voters as either eligible or ineligible. According to the report, more than 60 lakh names were under scrutiny. Of these, over 32 lakh voters have been confirmed as eligible, while nearly 27 lakh have been marked ineligible. Murshidabad taps the list with the highest exclusion of about 4,55,000 voters. North 24 Parganas follows. Hold up. My mic's off. Okay. So that's that. That was what claims of 27 lakh Bengal voters in doubtful list rejected can't vote. New Delhi, nearly 27 lakhs of the 60 lakh whose claims for inclusion in West Bengal's electoral roll were put in the doubtful category during the special intensive revision. Exercise may not be able to vote in the ensuing assembly poll, with judicial officials overseeing adjudication rejecting their claims. Right? Adjudication, rejecting the claims. Okay, I know English. The electoral roll for the Bengal Assembly polls first phase, scheduled for April 23, was to be frozen by Monday midnight. Supreme Court, which was informed of the final decision by the Kolkata HC or Monday, rejected pleas of Bengal government and TMC supporters for inclusion of names and people whose appeals. Monday rejected pleas of the Bengal government and TMC supporters for inclusion of the names of the people whose appeals against deletion by judicial officials are pending with the 19th Special Appellate Tribunal headed by retired HC Chief Justice and judges. So they were rejected. Okay. The claims have been scrutinized by judicial officers performing the task of electoral registration officers. What the fuck? The claims have been scrutinized by judicial officers performing the task of electoral registration officers. We allowed inclusion of names of those cleared by the judicial officers by providing the supplementary list beyond the publication of final voter list. This cannot be stretched to the outcome of appeals before the appellate tribunals again rejections. Crushing burden on the tribunals will also create chaos. You're saying we don't have enough people. $60 lakh claims. Is that even possible?
हुआ इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड जब शुरू किया गया तो सारे विपक्षी पार्टियों ने विरोध किया, चुनाव आयोग ने उस पर कोई सुनवाई नहीं की,
बट पैसा ले लिया बाद में,
सिस्टम भी सुप्रीम कोर्ट से जाके रिजेक्ट हुआ। तो क्या ये उदाहरण पर्याप्त नहीं है ये बताने के लिए या ये समझने के लिए कि हमारा चुनाव आयोग इन दिनों निष्पक्ष काम नहीं कर रहा है और चुनाव निष्पक्ष नहीं हो पा रहे हैं, बैलेंस नहीं है, free and fair नहीं है?
How is it nispaks? You just said there are irregularities, but the irregularities only work in one way. I don't know about that, bro. You haven't proved that yet. You just said there are problems, and I might agree with you, but are the problems benefiting you or not benefiting you enough? Remember, he started by saying everybody does bad things. Every political party does bad things, but BJP is just too good at it or is just too powerful at it. That's what he said. Remember that shit.
दूसरे अभी चारू जी कह रही थी कि हर किसी को वोट डालने का अधिकार, वो है सॉरी, चुनाव लड़ने का अधिकार है, कोई
हाँ।
भी चुनाव लड़ सकता है।
जी।
ये कहने में तो बहुत अच्छा लगा, हर किसी को तो हवाई
Beautiful.
जहाज में यात्रा करने का भी अधिकार है,
या
लेकिन क्या इस देश का हर नागरिक कर सकता है हवाई जहाज में यात्रा?
कर सकता है, पैसा हो
जो
तो
80-85 करोड़ 90 करोड़ के करीब लोग जिनकी आमदनी 20 रुपए रोजाना है,
जी।
या जो 5 किलो राशन के लिए हर महीने लाइन में लगते हैं, वो
या
सोच भी सकते हैं हवाई जहाज में जाने की?
नहीं,
चुनाव में लोकसभा की खर्च सीमा
बट चुनाव में तो सिर्फ लाइक फ्री बस, आई डोंट नो व्हाट्स, I don't know, but like, what the fuck are we talking about at this point? He's just talking about random shit right now. Give me a second, I gotta. Okay, okay. Oh, I can't do that shit. I'll just stream on one platform.
जो है 95 लाख और विधानसभा की 40 लाख है।
Okay.
कितने इस देश के नागरिक हैं जो 95 लाख रुपए खर्च कर सकते हैं चुनाव में? तो
But how is that like? What do you want it to make? You just make it free? Make that shit free? Huh?
ये भी एक बड़ा कारण है। इसके लिए कोई मैं किसी पार्टी को जिम्मेदार नहीं ठहरा रहा,
Get 'em
मैं
out.
पार्टी पर कटाक्ष
Get
नहीं
'em
कर
out.
रहा। हम सब जिम्मेदार हैं, सारी पार्टियां जिम्मेदार हैं। मैंने 2 सुझाव बार बार रखे हैं जब भी इस तरह के कार्यक्रम हुए, वो दोनों बात कह के मैं अपनी बात समाप्त करूंगा कि अगर देश में सच्चा लोकतंत्र कायम करना है तो चुनाव आयोग को 2 कदम तुरंत उठाने चाहिए। और हेगड़े जी और सलमान खुर्शीद साहब और मैडम आनंद जी बैठी हैं, ये ऊपर बात करते रहते हैं, तो मेरा सुझाव ऊपर तक भी पहुंचा दें। हम लोग तो सड़क के ही आदमी हैं।
Oh shit.
तो मेरे 2 सुझाव हैं कि चुनाव आयोग को 2 काम तुरंत करने चाहिए।
2 काम।
एक तो सभी राजनीतिक दलों में आंतरिक लोकतंत्र हो, इसकी व्यवस्था चुनाव आयोग करे।
Who?
सभी राजनीतिक दलों में आंतरिक लोकतंत्र हो, इसकी व्यवस्था चुनाव आयोग करे।
That's a good
जिस तरह
idea.
चुनाव आयोग वोटर लिस्ट से देश के चुनाव कराता है, इसी तरह पार्टियां अपने कार्यकर्ताओं की सूची चुनाव आयोग को देते हैं और चुनाव आयोग उनका इलेक्शन करा के जिलाध्यक्ष कौन बनेगा, प्रदेश अध्यक्ष कौन बनेगा और चुनाव कौन लड़ेगा, ये काम कार्यकर्ता तय करें।
Actually good. Wow. Actually good shit right now. What? This guy just destroyed everything. What the fuck? Actually good. Actually good shit. Actual good shit. What the fuck is this?
ना कि हाईकमान तय करें।
That is true. That is true. Let's fucking go. This guy is amazing.
ये जो हाईकमान, देखिए एक बात ईमानदारी से कह दूं, मेरी पार्टी में टिकट के लिए कोई पैसा नहीं लिया जाता, ईमानदारी की बात है। लेकिन
कहीं तो रुक जाइए,
लेकिन कई पार्टियों में हाईकमान सूटकेस लेके बैठते हैं और खुलेआम टिकट बिकते हैं।
बट भाटी जी, अखिलेश जी का क्या होगा? उनको आप हाईकमान नहीं कुछ और बोलते होगे।
बेईमानी वहीं से शुरू हो जाती है।
पुकारते हैं।
नंबर 1। दूसरी व्यवस्था ये करनी चाहिए कि चुनाव 0 खर्च पे हो।
Huh?
चुनाव में 1 रुपया भी खर्च ना हो, उसका सिस्टम बनाए। 4 दिन का मतलब उसका प्रचार का टाइम होना चाहिए। कैंडिडेट 1 रुपया खर्च नहीं करेगा। प्रशासन 4 जगह सभा कराए विधानसभा में, सारे प्रत्याशी उस मंच पे बैठा।
You know what? I'm not against that. I'm not against that. Just have debates. Hey, debate. Just have debates. Actually, just pay Delhi Union to have debates on like with all the candidates, and boom, that's it. Just have debates. We don't want to be spending so much fucking money.
दे जाएं, अपनी अपनी बात कहें।
I love this guy. You know what? I love this guy.
मतदाता को जिसकी बात पसंद आए, मतदाता उसे वोट दे दे। अगर ये 2 चीज लागू हो जाएं तो देश में लोकतंत्र मजबूत होगा। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
I love that guy. Let's go. He was actually good. He did say stupid shit sometimes, but he was actually good.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rajkumar Bhatti and Mrs. Charu Pragya, for those speeches.
Charu
Considering the
Pragya.
nature of those 2 very entertaining speeches, we'll be having another 3.
Entertaining. this is entertainment. Say 2 well thought out speeches, 2 critical speeches, 2 good arguments.
3-minute panel discussion. So I think we can begin now, and after that we'll continue with the last.
I have one comment here.
Yes.
भाटी जी, आप कहते हैं कि
भाटी जी।
आप सड़क वाले हैं। देखिए, सड़क वाले यहाँ तक पहुँच गए कि आप हमें सिखा रहे हैं क्या होना चाहिए, और जायज़ सिखा रहे हैं, गलत नहीं है। लेकिन आप यहाँ पहुँच गए, चाय वाला प्रधानमंत्री बन गया। इलेक्शन में पैसे नहीं खर्च होने चाहिए। आपको लगता है कि किसी भी डेमोक्रेसी में ऐसा हो सकता है कि इलेक्शन में पैसे नहीं खर्च होने चाहिए, या खर्च नहीं होते, या आपने खर्च नहीं किया? आपने टिकट के लिए दिए नहीं दिए वो अलग बात है, एटलीस्ट इलेक्शन के लिए तो पैसा खर्च हुआ, ये तो शायद आप मान के चलेंगे। तो ये अब कहाँ की कौन सी कोई यूटोपियन वर्ल्ड?
No, it is a utopian world, but it's like it just have something like that. Can we have something like that? That sounds good. I think that's pretty pro democracy, pretty pro social. So people get together in the same space and discuss ideas. I think it's a better world where there is more debate, so I can react more. But it's a good idea. Don't knock that guy.
वर्ल्ड की बात कर रहे हैं, अब एक रियल लाइफ वर्ल्ड की बात करिए, उसमें इंप्रूवमेंट हुई तो सब मान के चल रहे हैं। कोई ये नहीं कह रहा कि हमारा सिस्टम परफेक्ट है, पर अच्छा है, डिलीवर करता है,
Deliver
जो लोग
करता है।
चाहते हैं वो होता है। यही
True.
फ्री एंड फेयर इलेक्शंस का एक मुद्दा है।
True.
आपके सामने गलतियां तो सब लोग करते हैं, आपने भी की, हमने भी की, आपकी पार्टी ने भी की।
Never
नहीं,
make a
जो
mistake.
आपने कहा कि क्या ये संभव है,
Yeah.
मैं पूरे आत्मविश्वास के साथ कह रहा हूँ कि ये
Okay.
संभव है।
How?
और अगर इसे हम नहीं कर पाएंगे तो सही
Okay, guy, chill out.
कि लोग चुन के आएंगे ही नहीं। चुनाव 0 खर्च पे होना चाहिए, प्रत्याशी का कोई पैसा खर्च नहीं होना चाहिए।
Now that's actually good. That's actually good. But how though? You can discuss that after the debate. Oh no, this
जो
guy.
भाटी जी कह
No, he's a troll, bro. Don't.
रहे हैं वो सोचने लायक है। स्टेट फंडिंग ऑफ इलेक्शंस कई डेमोक्रेसीज में होता है।
I'm a bit of quiz
हाँ,
nerd.
भाटी जी ने ये भी सही
Quiz
कहा
nerd.
है कि इंटरनल डेमोक्रेसी हर पार्टी में होनी
I
चाहिए,
agree with that.
वो
That's
होता नहीं।
amazing. That's
अगर आप
amazing.
ब्रिटेन देखिए तो जो कैंडिडेट सिलेक्शन होता है वो लोकल पार्टी चेयरमैन, कंजर्वेटिव पार्टी के इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी के जो चेयरमैन होता है वो तय करता है।
That's actually good. Yeah.
तो
I agree with that.
क्या हमारे देश में कभी ऐसा सुधार आएगा?
आएगा क्या तू आएगा?
हम तो उम्मीद बांध के ही तो बैठ सकते।
You're not that guy, dude. He's trying to aura for him, and he just stutters for some reason. He thinks he's the best person on the panel, the smartest panelist. I'm a bit of a quiz nerd. I'm a bit of a, techie and a quiz nerd on this shit.
हैं पर बाटी जी एक और चीज कह रहे
बाटी
थे
जी एक और
कि
चीज।
कि वो सड़क के आदमी है। हम ये मानते हैं कि इस देश में अगर सुधार होना है तो पहले सड़क से होता है, सड़क से समाज में
Hello, Hursh. Hello.
आता है और समाज से सुप्रीम कोर्ट आता है।
Okay.
डॉक्टर राम मनोहर लोहिया ने कभी एक कहा था कि जब सड़कें खामोश होते हैं तो संसद आवारा हो जाता है।
Nah, that's good though. I feel like he's not like primary Hindi speaker like me. So wait. What is his name? Sanjay Hegde? Sanjay Hegde. Maybe I shouldn't make fun of him if he's not like a primary Hindi speaker. Origins. What is this origin of the superstar? Manipal, where is that? His father was after completing Manipal, he moved to Mumbai. Where is Manipal though? I don't know where Manipal is. It sounds like a eastern area. He's a Karnataka. Yep, there you go. Sorry, sir.
तो सड़कों को
You
कभी
sound- you
खामोश
sound very
नहीं
well.
रहना चाहिए।
Pretty good. Pretty cool. How are you doing, Harsh?
देखिए, मैं दो ही चीज़ें कहना चाहूँगा भाटी जी की। मैं बहुत ही इज्जत करता हूँ, लेकिन जिस पार्टी से वो आते हैं वहाँ तो आदमियों को पैसे देने की, खड़े होने के लिए छोड़िए, भैंसों को भी पैसे देने पड़ते हैं खड़े होने के लिए। पर इस चीज की मैं दाद दूंगा कि आम जनता जो हंसी जब भाटी जी ने वो कहा, दैट मैं भाटी जी पे ये रिफ्लेक्शन नहीं है। भाटी जी को ये सोचना चाहिए कि जो उन्होंने कहा बॉस, वो नहीं हंसे, बहुत सीरियसली कहा, लेकिन जिस ठहाके मार मार के 1 मिनट तक जनता हंसी है, वही आंसर है। और मैं उस पे बार बार आना चाहूंगा। सी इट्स टू इजी टू एक्सपोज द हिपोक्रेसी ऑफ पॉलिटिशियन। उनको भी मजा आने लगा है अब कि अरे भाई तुमने मेरी हिपोक्रेसी डिस्क्लोज नहीं करी, आई एम वेरी ऑफेंडेड। कई लोगों ने कहा मुझे आके, कहूंगा टाइम तो दीजिए। अब यहाँ पे 4 पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हैं, और ये कहना बड़ा आसान है कि भाई हमें चेंज लाना है। अरे भाई पावर आपके हाथ में, 60 साल से आपके पास पावर थी चेंज लाने की। अब हमें कह रहे हो चेंज लाओ, हम तो 5-10 साल बाद वो चेंज नहीं, जो आपके हाथ में पावर है उसको एग्जिबिट करो और चेंज लाओ एंड शो व्हाट यू आर मेड ऑफ। तो मैं एक चैलेंज दे रहा हूं, 4 पार्टीज के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स यहां पे हैं।
4 पार्टी।
इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड्स, एनोनिमस इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड्स वर अ स्कैम प्रूवन बाय द सुप्रीम कोर्ट ऑफ इंडिया। चलिए, जब आपने उससे पैसे लिए तब आपने वो नहीं माना, मॉरली तो मान लेना चाहिए था, लेकिन मान लीजिए टेक्निकली नहीं माना। अब वो क्या ये चेंज लाने के लिए वो सारे पैसे जो लिए क्या वो लौटाएंगे? हाँ या ना में बता दें। समाजवादी पार्टी ने लिए, कांग्रेस ने लिए, बीजेपी ने लिए और एनसीपी ने लिए। बोल दें कि हम जिन से हमने वो पैसे लिए
She's like, is she from a party? She's like, why bro? Why are you calling us out?
कंपनीज को, क्योंकि हमने ये धोखा किया वोटर्स के साथ, बताया नहीं हमने किन किन कंपनी से पैसे लिए, हम वो उन सबको पैसे लौटाएंगे। ये चेंज चाहिए। क्या ये कर सकते हैं ये चेंज? नहीं। जनता से पूछने का काम बड़ा आसान है कि चेंज लाओ, ये करो, वो करो। पावर आपके हाथ में। शो अस व्हाट यू आर मेड ऑफ, प्रैक्टिस व्हाट यू प्रीच। सॉरी, भावनाओं में बह गया था। शो अस व्हाट यू आर मेड ऑफ, प्रैक्टिस व्हाट यू प्रीच। सॉरी, भावनाओं में बह गया था।
चिल्ला ब्रो।
आनंद रंगनाथन जी जबरन जिम्मेदारी को अपने ऊपर ओढ़ रहे हैं। आपकी कोई जिम्मेदारी नहीं है। आप एक साधारण नागरिक हैं देश के, ना तो आप सरकार हैं ना आप चुनाव आयोग हैं। आप क्यों जवाब दे रहे हैं उनकी तरफ से?
Okay, now it's just troll. But now he's saying, will you give the money back from the electoral bonds? He actually praised you though.
नहीं देने दें। और आप जो कह रहे हैं पैसे लौटा दो।
Commodity trading act.
Trade my fucking vote. How you doing, Harsh?
सिस्टम बनाया था सरकार ने, जितने दिन सिस्टम बना के रखा वो सिस्टम चला। पहली बात तो आपको गलत जानकारी, समाजवादी पार्टी ने इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड में कोई पैसा नहीं लिया, आपकी जानकारी गलत है।
Wait. SP, how much money in electoral bond? $14 crore NCAS across the duration of the scheme. Around 10 crore was received anonymously by post in 10 separate 1 lakh crore denominations issued on May 7, 2019. Okay, you did take 10 crore. You just couldn't make more.
दूसरे बात, अगर किसी ने लिया भी, कांग्रेस ने लिए थोड़े पैसे, 80% तो
थोड़े पैसे. Wait, how much was Congress electoral bonds? How much amount? Let's see. Wait, how much was that? Bharatiya Janata Party 5,594 crore. Holy shit. Oh my god, I just wanna. TMC got 1,592 crore, so they went away. Okay. President All India Congress Committee. What is that? Bharatiya Rashtra Samiti, Biju Janata Dal, Ravi Damun. DMK got 632. Wait, where is Congress? What happened? Indian National. Wait, it's not here? How much money they got? Who paid to the President All India? Amount. Can we get the amount? Congress's amount. 1,400 crore. So it's not.
बहुत मामूली। मेरी हर बात पे हंसते क्यों?
Because he's real as shit. He's real as shit. He's a real guy. He's a real man right there. He's a real politician. I love this guy.
फिर वो कहते हैं कि इसलिए हंस रहे हैं कि तुम झूठ बोल रहे हो. देखिए जब सिस्टम बना
Look at him. Look at him. He's oh my god. He's like, bro, why is everybody exposing me today? Look at him. He's from Congress.
दिया मोदी जी ने. जब आपने अब केजरीवाल जी ने ऑड इवन सिस्टम लगाया था दिल्ली में, जो विरोध में थे वो भी तो ऑड इवन का पालन कर रहे थे. जब सरकार ने सिस्टम बना दिया तो मजबूरी है. लेकिन वो सिस्टम गलत था, ये आवाज भी तो लगातार उठ रही थी. और सर एक बात और बता दूं, जो यूपी की राजनीति के बारे में जानते हैं, मैंने ऐसा हल्के में नहीं कहा था, बहुत जिम्मेदारी के साथ कह रहा हूं, समाजवादी पार्टी में टिकट का पैसा नहीं लिया जाता. नहीं, ये हंसने की बात नहीं, गंभीरता से समझो.
भाटी जी
रंगनाथन जी, आप हमको कह रहे हैं कि पैसे वापस करिए, तो आप हमको सड़क पे लाना चाहते हैं क्या?
I mean, he came back from the streets.
भाटी जी, आपका हम सब लोग बहुत आदर करते हैं और आदर के साथ ही हम हंस रहे हैं. लेकिन ना, क्योंकि इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड्स की बात होती है, सारे के सारे लोग खड़े हो जाते हैं सरकार की तरफ उंगली उठाकर. देखिए, सरकार में जो पार्टी है उसको इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड से जो पैसा मिला, वो जब सबके नाम ओपन करे गए, पब्लिक करे गए, तो इनके भी करे गए. लेकिन जितना पैसा पार्टी इन पावर को मिला, उससे थोड़ा ज्यादा ही पैसा पार्टीज इन ऑपोजिशन को मिला था. आप उसका हिसाब लगा के देख लीजिए.
80% was with the BJP. I'm sorry, 80%.
Hegde ji is back.
Was with the BJP.
No, not that.
80%, my boy. If we just looked at the list, though, we'll just go back. Electoral bond, highest to lowest, but I don't know which parties these are. The TMC got 1,592 crore. President All India Congress Committee, what is that? I don't know what that is. Indian National Congress got 1,351. So if we just look at that, 1,592, 1,351. So yeah, we are already at 3,000. Bharatiya Rashtra Samiti. This could be NDA. Formerly known as Telangana Rashtra Samiti. K. Chandrasekhar Rao, KCR also known as this. Main opposition party in Telangana, supporting BJP or Congress. Let's say that. Okay. Okay, so they're chilling. So they're not doing too much. Well, Biju Janata Dal, BJD, Indian Regional, Odisha, uphold the legacy of former Biju Patnaik with BJP or not. Compete directly against each other in Odisha, the DJP. Okay, so that's opposition party. 775 crore. Why did you receive so much money? 632. So that goes definitely in here. So we are getting there. 328. Telugu Desam 211. So they only got 211, man. God dang. Shiv Sena, I don't know. Aam Aadmi Party got 65. Damn, bro. Okay, so they didn't get like exactly. You know,
That's not true, sir.
Those figures
In value,
are out.
sir. In value,
80
sir, I am giving you
80%
release data.
of the money went to the BJP.
that's not true. So that's not true. It's probably like 50%. It's not 80% of the money went to BJP.
After that came the TMC. So please.
Look, he aggravates me so much.
So
It's not 80%, sir.
and
We just
who
checked.
were the people who gave it? What were the contracts which they got? Mega constructions. How many
Mega
contracts did they
construction.
get? There is a much bigger story, but let's get back to today. How do we improve today?
We'll continue with the panel discussions after the next two speeches
Let me
quickly.
make one more very quick point and then I will be done. Sir, if
Why
anybody
is
wants
Sajan
to
Kumar?
look at the details of electoral bonds, they have a
I checked.
smartphone in their hands.
I just
Pick it
checked.
up, kindly Google. You will see
80% is not right.
comparatively the opposition has gotten more money.
I don't
Split
know about
amongst
that.
several political parties. The second thing is, and because राशन की बात होती है, कोई ये बात नहीं कहता कि जब राहुल गांधी अपना हाथ दिखाकर घूमते थे और कहते थे अब होगा न्याय, और घर बैठे लोगों को 72,000 rupees a year हम देंगे. Up to 20% households in our country, 72,000 rupees to 20% households in India. Do you even know what a mind-boggling number that is
Mind-boggling.
financially? And if India can bear that kind of a number,
No,
no.
nobody
तो जब अपनी
cares.
बारी आती है आप किसी
Socialist,
प्रकार की बातें करते
we
हैं,
don't
लेकिन
care.
यहाँ पर जो सरकार प्रॉमिस करती है वो डिलीवर करती है ना, तभी तो बार बार चुनकर वापस आती है. That was never promised, and we can have that debate independently if you like. Hang back after the debate.
Now we'll be continuing with the formal procedure with the speeches now.
Oh, another
कहानी
goat.
सुनोगे?
No, thank you, sir. We're good, Monica.
A psephologist and political analyst who spends his time doing what most of us don't, which is actually reading numbers behind how India votes.
True.
If anyone can tell us what's really happening on election day, it's him. Please welcome Sajan Kumar.
Sajan Kumar, a goat, a person who actually does things.
Thank you, organizers.
Mike, get right, bro.
First and foremost, it may seem very appealing, but one should always be extremely cautious of what we call perfection trap, right? When you
Right.
give solutions and ideas,
Wait, where's my fucking
which
mic?
is too utopian,
Too utopian. No, I love Sajan Kumar, and he is perfection. He looks good. He talks well. He knows his shit. He reads. That is perfection. He is perfection. But yeah, I mean, please don't, like, can we not go bad on, like, Bhatti? Like, he's did really good though. His ideas were good. Okay, he's utopian, but he's actually a better politician than anybody on the panel. Can we do that? Can we not, like,
to be implemented, then anything short of that will
Would be
seem
not good.
defective.
True.
So can
true.
there be democracies with its deficiencies? Yes. Democracy can never be perfect because
True.
it's always a collective exercise. So when we have to measure the success of any democracy, we should always be wary of a very mischievous ideal of something which is extremely utopian and is sold as perfection.
Okay.
So perfection trap is something. Can we have elections with defects? Yes.
Yeah.
But that does it
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
that we start questioning the very legitimacy of those processes? The answer is no. So here the debate is not about electoral reforms. We all know there are strong
There are
case
things
of
we
electoral
need, yeah.
reforms. The debate today is, can India trust its own election? And that's a very
think
mischievous
yes.
framing, because if you dig into it, if you do not trust your electoral system, elections, electoral procedures, electoral outcomes, it means you do not trust the democratic credential of India as a country.
True.
So that is why we have to take this debate quite seriously, this doubt quite seriously, and ask some questions. Suppose, for the sake of argument, we believe that elections in India have been rigged, and more lately, because though the debate is about in India, but in popular perception, people think that rise of the Modi phenomenon is an outcome of electoral rigging.
Rigging, yes.
If that is the case,
Why? This guy is so fucking smart. He just took the topic by its throat. That's, everybody's been saying that. Everybody's been debating that. Actually, it might say elections are free or fair. That might be the proposition, but the actual proposition is Modi is winning because of electoral rigging, starting in 2014, like that, or maybe like 2019, right? Like 2014 when 2014 was lucky, but then in 2019 he started electoral rigging, and that's the reason he's been winning. And that's the actual debate we are happening underneath the proposition. And he just took it by fucking, yes, I love this guy. He just took it by throat. He said, is Modi winning because of electoral rigging? I just
Take
glitched
three
out.
elections: 2014, 2019, and 2024. What was the outcome?
He won.
2014, he was a PM with 282 seats. I'm talking
282?
about BJP's tally.
Yeah.
2019, slight improvement,
300?
303 seats. 2024,
240 seats. Exactly.
So, are
Exactly.
you saying that the electoral rigging in 2024 led to the loss of majority by the BJP? So, which by that logically 2014 election, the mandate is stronger. Was 2014 also rigged? If yes, by who?
By who? Congress?
So therefore, this question of election.
Yeah, yes, when Americans and fucking Indians make this idea of electoral rigging, you have to think about this. Was it rigged in 2014 when they got 280 seats? No, let's just say no. Was it rigged in 2019 when they got 303 seats? Maybe. That is the strongest case, right? But was it not rigged in 2024 when they got 240 seats? Was it not rigged? What kind of rigging is that?
Electoral rigging has to be dealt by the outcome also, not just by the optics.
Yes.
What you believe into. Now, suppose for the sake of argument, we also believe, we take it a case that
For some
elections
reason.
are being rigged. So, going by the government and Prime Minister Modi in particular, if he has to rig the election,
Yeah.
then what would be the priorities? There could be three priorities. First,
Thank you, bro. He's an actual debater for the first. Oh my God. That's why I love this guy. Him and Anand Ranganathan, bro. Beautiful debaters. He's actually debating shit.
after abrogation of Article 370,
Yeah.
the elections that happened after 2019
Uh-huh.
in Jammu and Kashmir, particularly in Kashmir Valley, BJP ideally should have seen itself winning. Did that happen? Two, after the construction of Ram Temple in Ayodhya, BJP should have won that seat with a whopping majority. They lost it,
Oh shit.
right?
Bro's calling out
And
shit.
similarly,
Similar.
after 12 years when first past the post system was inaugurated in India, 1952 onward,
Okay.
and Prime Minister Modi he surpassed the record of Nehru, and he is always beholden to Nehru's record. You know, certainly he would have wanted to break another record. When you think of Prime Minister Modi, what is the average number? Prime Minister Nehru? Around 350 seats. That would come. Think about Indira Gandhi bearing 1977 and 67. She is also around, the peak goes around 350 seats. Rajiv Gandhi breaking the 400 barrier.
This 3-hour scalar masterclass is the answer to how to get.
So okay. You just listen to it. You just
So
listen to
why,
him.
if elections are rigged, Prime Minister Modi, who is so much beholden to Gandhi family, will not try to surpass that record? So it seems that
I don't know
the
if that's an
electoral
argument or not.
rigging is pathetic, very inefficient.
Very inefficient.
Doesn't make a very serious case.
Mm-hmm.
अगर इलेक्शन रिग करना है तो आप 240 सीट लेके क्यों रिग करेंगे? प्राइम मिनिस्टर की अपनी विक्ट्री मार्जिन 5 लाख कम हो गई 2019 से बनारस में. So these are some of the questions we need to ask, because there is a very strong optics and perceptions which peddles this impression that elections are rigged and therefore democratic credential of India, which is a shining example in the canon of nations, is questionable. Where from this debate?
Man, this is just a beautiful debater. He just said if he wanted to rig, why would he not go for the 350 record? Can he not? And if he couldn't, let's say even he couldn't, Why would he not at least keep 300, right? Like, keep the majority. He can't even do that. He's going for 240. Like, he's that pathetic. The election rigging is that pathetic. We're just stopping at 240. It's just a suspicion, okay? It's not like evidence or anything. It's not an evidence against election rigging. It's just like, it's not that good. Let's just adjust the strength of our claims of election rigging. Even if it's happening, it's marginal. It's really small, right? It's not changing too many like seats because we are at 240.
Debate is originating. Has it originated in India? No, Indians have peddled this narrative. They have joined the debate. It never.
Oh, okay. I see. Look, I would trust him. Never mind. I would trust him. If he is saying something, I would trust him. But like BJP and Modi has this like really bad, just really bad of. Yeah, they have this really bad what do you say, habit of just saying foreign invasion. So let's listen to him though.
Started. There has been cases, and there are seniors here. When in 1952, our first general election was about to be completed, the so-called experts of democracy, the Western intellectuals,
Oh no.
and the newspapers like the Guardian, Manchester Guardian and others, they started warning Nehru that you are going to commit an absurd farce. Guardian wrote this by empowering millions of illiterate and poor with universal adult franchise, that is voting rights.
Wow.
Penderel Moon,
Wow.
the famous Oxford scholar and international bureaucrat, British bureaucrat, said that Nehru would live to confess the absurdity that he has committed.
Wow.
So there were ones who raised
questions.
Doubts about the democratic credentials
of India. That's, come on.
Even at its genesis. And today,
let him talk though. Give him another 5 minutes.
when you see the academia, Western academia,
Yeah.
who initiated this debate of doubt, there is one French political scientist, I won't name him, you may know.
Please
when
do.
BJP started losing,
Yeah.
and there were many non-BJP parties who started coming to fore, he started writing and framing the argument, rise of the plebeians, deepening of democracy, silent India, silent revolution. And the moment in 2014, when BJP got the mandate, India, he started framing as an ethno-democracy, like Israel.
Oh,
That no caste
shit.
community, region divides have become an ethnic nation, which is hell-bent upon suppressing the minority. And another book came which is called Majoritarian State. So depending upon the outcome of the election, you frame the democratic and electoral integrity of India. That has been the pattern.
Okay.
There is another scholars from Ashoka in 2023 who wrote an article and said that closely contested elections witnessing some electoral discrepancy.
Okay.
He was ousted from Ashoka, of course, because there was no data. How do you know which seats are closely contested unless and until results are out? We do not know which seats will be one-sided and which would be closely contested. There is no fixed nature of the constituencies.
True.
But that debate, that article shifted the goalpost from EVM. Suddenly the charge became voter list discrepancy. And that is why you will see starting.
So bro is actually like, he's going to the root of the argument. He's like, okay, so where did EVM start? Or where did like this non-democratic nature of Indian election, when did that start? Or what was it before? Where did the electoral list, that discrepancy, like that talking point, where did it start? This guy is dangerous. Like this guy knows how to debate. He goes and reads. He knows his shit. Bro, just stay away from them. Wherever he is, like whatever he's supporting, I'm supporting. Because this guy goes fucking deep. Let him
aspersions
talk.
and insinuation on the institution of the state as completely compromised
Yes.
is basically questioning the democratic credential of the
Credentials of
country.
India.
And this trope of a state being an agent of a class is a vulgar Marxist trope, which doesn't believe in democracy.
Shut up, bro. Shut up with your shit.
And finally, just the last point,
Last point. Let him talk.
we have to see what has happened.
Mm-hmm.
The outcome today is since 2014 onward, you see the top 3 posts of Republic. This is a tangible marker. You had a Dalit president, Ramnath Kovind, OBC vice president and OBC prime minister. Today you have a tribal president and vice president, prime minister being hailing from the OBC community. This is the outcome of Indian democracy and electoral process. And
Yeah,
yet you call
any-
India Brahmanical. That is
Like, what is Brahmanical? Now it's like actual Brahmanical rule to people with Brahmanical thinking. Like anybody, any community could be Brahmanical according to that. Who is going to decide that? Who's the marker? Like, what's the marker for that? Like, if you're casteist, are you Brahmanical? I would agree. Let's just say that. You could be Brahmanical, or you could say it's derogatory, right? Like, who's deciding that now? Even Modi, like from an OBC community, is Brahmanical. Sajjan would agree, and I would agree. Let's just say we could agree. But now you're saying a tribal president is also Brahmanical, then let's just update our definition of Brahmanical, right? It could not be just like anybody who's Savarna.
framing, that is optics, not the outcome.
Yeah.
The question here is that parties in general and BJP in particular, you win election by social engineering.
This offer dies.
Shut up. Shut up. She listened to me. That's all.
Economic engineering, not by electoral rigging. It's time for the opposition party and many one to
learn
introspect
these things.
and to reflect and have some accountability where you are weak. Yes, there are cases of electoral reforms, as has been pointed out. No one opposes that. But electoral integrity being questioned should not be an euphemism of tarnishing the democratic credential of India.
India,
Thank you.
yes, yes. True. Beautiful person.
And closing today's debate is the spokesperson for the NCP SP and a Rhodes Scholar. At the intersection
NCP.
of politics, public policy, and scholarship, he represents a new generation of leaders shaping India's democratic constitution. Please welcome Anish Gawande.
हम थिएटर वाले हैं बहुत बार कहा जाता है break a leg. I've gone ahead and done that. But as somebody told me very wisely, better a broken leg than a broken heart. So I'll start off by being a little astonished by the arguments that were made before me.
Oh, but a little astonished. How could you have done that, sir? You could have made arguments in a debate? What the fuck are you doing?
We are told that there is no rigging because the government is not perfect at rigging
Perfect at rigging. Perfect at rigging.
elections. Now my only counter to that
Now my
Sir,
only.
is that हम 12 साल से कहते आ रहे हैं कि सरकार बहुत कुछ कहती है करके नहीं दिखा पाती. Just like they cannot govern, they cannot rig elections perfectly either.
He thought he just said something. He thought he just said something. Who rigged in 2014? And if they are not, well, like, if they're not good at rigging, why the fuck are we talking about it? So is Congress better at rigging? Let's just say, like, are Congress better at rigging because they've been here for 60 years? Like, they ruled for 60 years, so they're better at rigging. So we shouldn't have them at all in power, right? We should have maybe NCP, Sharad Pawar.
But I want to come to a more fundamental point.
But yeah, let's just, put that aside. Why am I making fun of somebody with my accent? Okay, that's self-hating. I'm not going to do that. Sir, you have a beautiful accent. I love you.
The point here made was that perfection is not something we should aspire towards.
No, it's not something you should expect. You should aspire towards it. You should get as close to it as possible. But it shouldn't be an argument saying we are not perfect. we should keep climbing, but right, it's like look at it, but don't expect it. Like you're not gonna get it perfect.
Perfection is something we should be wary of. But this is a logic I want to counter very directly. 100 years ago, England's Lord Chief Justice Hewart said, "Justice must not only be done, but must manifestly and undoubtedly be seen to be done." Elections function in a very similar.
So if good things are happening, let's say if good things are happening, as long as we can obscure them, as long as we can doubt them, they're not happening. And look, Anand Ranganathan said the same thing. It is a game of perception that BJP is losing. It is a game of perception, like also Sajan said, right? It's a game of perception. It's just a game of doubting, right? It's a game of questioning things. You're not giving any. There's no data that you're bringing up. Like even in vote chori, he said in Bangalore constituency, but he did not talk about his own constituency. There might have been similar problems in his constituency, but we didn't bring that up because we just want to talk about BJP, right? BJP could have done the same thing, but they couldn't, right? Because they're in power, they're too big, they don't want to talk about it. They did the same thing in CJP, like protests. They didn't want to talk about it. They didn't want to, but then a man almost died. People, students got lathi charged. And the moment just got bigger and bigger, and you had to do the same thing. You had to talk to them. You could have just done that before. Like, back to this guy.
Elections should not just be free and fair. They should manifestly and undoubtedly be seen as free and fair by every single citizen of this country. And that today, unfortunately, is not an assumption I can make. Public trust is the bedrock of our democracy, and public trust is precisely what has been systematically eroded over the course of the last decade. And
Sure, but then who is responsible for that? Is BJP responsible? Yes, BJP is responsible for a lot of things. Like I see less and less data in anything that I'm researching. I see less and less data. It's like last data from 2019, 2011, 2024. Yes, I see that, right? I see less data and they should be responsible for that. They are making us suspicious. But who is doing it also? Opposition without no data. Like you have the access to data that we are craving and you cannot make a good argument. Like, and you're just I'm just asking questions. You're spreading doubt without doing anything.
Pretend that this started in 2014, even though I am.
You were probably born in 2014.
A spokesperson of the opposition, I cannot forget 1957 Begusarai, the first time we had a record of booth capturing, which became an MSME industry for the next 30 years across many states of the country. Of course, I'm not forgetting 1972, when the entire opposition boycotted the assembly because of rigging of elections in Bengal. I am certainly not forgetting 12th June 1975, Allahabad High Court, producing a verdict against Indira Gandhi that led to the declaration of the emergency. But there was a difference between that time and today.
Oh, okay. There's a difference between that bad thing and this bad thing. Okay, he's going to make an argument. Like, it could be true. It could be true. Let's just do it.
At those moments, a manipulation of the election was acknowledged and solutions were found.
Okay.
When you had booth capturing, you got Section 58A and then the EVMs. When you had pliant authorities who became election commissioners, you had the government recognize its own folly and appoint people of unimpeachable integrity like T.N. Seshan to the office.
Stop that shit right now. Stop that shit right now. We just heard in the same live stream, same video from this, Salman Khurshid said, we elected 2 more people. We made the CEC, like the Chief Election Commission, was just a one-person body. They made it 3-person body. And you know what said? He said it made it more democratic. But actually, brother, they wanted to clip T.N. Sessions' power. T.N. Sessions was too powerful. He was going too unhinged. So they were like, okay, put 2 more people in there, 2 more commissioners, so his powers get 1/3 basically. So don't give me that shit. They were acknowledged and they were made better.
When machines were doubted.
I agree with that. some level, I do agree with that.
VVPATs were introduced. What has changed today, unfortunately,
It's
is that the
changed.
very desire to correct any flaws in our elections has gone away, and any questions about electoral integrity are met with immediate suspicion. So, what do you?
But like, bring data, bro. Like when the person bringing it, Anand Ranganathan gave a beautiful framework. The person bringing it is suspicious. Like, we need to check who is bringing it, who is it brought against, and then there was a third thing: who can change it or something like that. I don't remember. I don't fucking
You
remember.
see in front of you today instead, right? What you're seeing in front of you today is death by 1,000 cuts. 1,000 cuts that have systematically hollowed out the election process in this country, each more nefarious than the other. The first is the curious case of our electoral rolls. In 2026, you have electoral rolls that are provided to you by the Election Commission as hard copies. The electoral rolls of an entire state would be enough paper to fill up the speaker's room. In an age of ChatGPT and AI, this is equivalent to telling you when you buy a new phone that here's a printout of your old contact database. Please manually enter one by one the new names. Why? Why is there a willful sort of hiding of data? Who is afraid of transparency in the elections? Now,
I agree with that. There should be digital.
the second cut is this curious case of addition and deletion of voters. Now you see the addition of voters in Mahadevpura, more than 1 lakh voters are added. The EC itself admits that lakhs of bogus or duplicate sort of voter ID cards are roaming around in the system. How is that countered? Through SIRs and a revision process that sees 65 lakhs removed overnight in Bihar, 90 lakh voters being removed from the rolls in West Bengal before an election. And this has consequences. 31 constituencies in West Bengal where the margin of victory is lower than the number of deletions. One constituency, 862 vote margin, number of deletions, 5,500. Appeals pending for 4 years. The Supreme Court has the audacity to say today that you can wait until the next election. That is a shame on every single Indian citizen today.
I don't know. He's just making a lot of claims right now. Okay. You know what? I gotta go, bro. I can't. I gotta listen to this beautiful person, and I gotta check his arguments.